G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2 with Mags. So, continuing on from our last video, we've managed to take the Balasar system, the Demios binary, and we have, let's move down here, the Kingston and the HoTaS system. So we now have 4 systems under our control and 3 fleets, our Imperial, our Mechanicus, and our Space Marine fleets, and we've also received our mission. We've got to take Mk.II, the Cadia system, which is our primary objective, Fremis system, and Cantrail, that are all currently under Chaos control, and all have significantly stronger fleets than we do. Xerxia system is also a system that we'll need to eliminate, but it is not one of our primary objectives for the counter-offensive at this point. Now, the only place we can really attack at this turn is Mk.II. The enemy fleet here is only 183 points. It's likely 1, maybe 2 light cruisers with a number of escorts. We've got 344 points value in our Imperial Fist Space Marine fleet. So without any defenses in Mk.II currently, we should be able to take this system. Alright, so fleet is in position. Let's launch the battle. So 344 points versus 183. This should be a pushover. 600 point limitation, so all ships will be on the field. Alright, so deployment phase. We have our 2 light cruisers. And this is just a straight up battle. There are no capture circles, so there's nothing we need to take. We just need to wipe out the enemy force. Now, we do have a cluster of gas clouds over here, so I reckon we'll deploy our fleets just here. We'll go straight into silent running as soon as the mission starts.
Plotting stealth approach.
That'll give the enemy team a slight ping on exactly our starting location to get them heading in this direction, and then we will disappear off of their sensors so they will not be able to see us, and we'll head into the gas cloud. And 2 sensor contacts, and they're heading directly towards us, which is good. Now, Space Marine vessels are slightly different to the Imperial vessels that you saw me fighting with mostly in the last video. Space Marine vessels are very well armed, and are very fast and very maneuverable, but they're not particularly well armoured. They can't take a lot of hits. They're essentially advanced troop transports. They move the Space Marines from planet to planet, deploy them on the surface, and then provide support from orbit in the form of ships, fighters, bombers, transports, as well as the occasional amount of orbital bombardment, but they're not primarily designed for void combat. That's not to say that they're not good at it, it's just not the primary goal of the ships. In terms of Battlefleet Gothic, this essentially makes Space Marine ships extremely fast boarding ships, and in the case of the Vanguard Mark IIIs that I've got here, light cruiser carriers, or pocket carriers. Generally, the primary trick to playing a Space Marine fleet is to get close enough to be able to board the enemy ship and wipe out their crew, destroy their own components internally, which is exactly what I'm looking to do here. Once we're in this gas cloud, we can disable silent running and go to brace for impact.
Give us purpose.
Do that now. And we just got pinged, so brace for impact on both. They know we're here now, we're not hidden inside this cloud.
Power to engine.
Alright.
Enemy in sight.
There's a light cruiser. The light cruiser is going to be the primary target, and they've got 1 escort ship, so that'll be pretty much their entire fleet.
We stand ready.
So I've just deployed a double rack of fighters against the enemy's cruiser. The idea is to have the fighters, which are basically expendable, rip away the point defense turrets in the enemy ship, so we can get our boarding ships and our bombers in to start doing some damage.
The enemy.
We've nearly lost the void shields on one of our ships already, but they've nearly lost theirs, so fair's fair.
Ready.
And they got the deck.
At your command.
Damn it.
Repositioning.
Come on, turn, 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 turn. Boarding
Give
action.
us purpose.
Right, first board is away.
To where we are needed.
Come on. Once we turn around, we'll send a second boarding action. This is firing boarding pods. Full of very, very tough nut space marines who are going to start. There we go. We've blown up their engine with our boarding cruisers destroyed the enemy's engine, or disabled it at least for the moment.
We stand ready.
Alright, now if we run a repair,
Calm the machine
that should get the bridge going, so we'll have access to all of our systems again. Send in bombers. Hopefully we've taken out enough point defense guns already that the bombers will be able to at least get the torpedoes off before they get wiped out. And it looks like they did.
I am listening. Give us purpose.
Now I'm basically ignoring the escort at this time. Its damage is negligible. We need to get rid of this cruiser first.
Hold course.
Still fair moving for a ship with damaged engines.
Moving to position. At your command.
Critical hits. Alright, let's target their weapons.
We stand ready. Engines engaged.
Bring these around. We've nearly got them on side. 2, 1, and boarding action.
I am listening. Boarding caused critical damage.
God, this cruiser's taking a beating. Right, more Thunderhawks are now out. Although we've nearly wiped out 50% of their crew already, which isn't bad.
Where shall we strike?
High energy turn is to keep this ship close. Need to keep the Void Inquisitor close enough to be able to run its next boarding action.
To where we are needed. Full speed. Repositioning.
Get rid of those Void Shields. There we go. Charge Void Shields.
I am listening. New vector acknowledged.
Energy turn is done. On to the chapter. The ship launches an assault action on the target. Yep, that one. There we go, that crippled the weapons.
Launch Thunderhawks.
Now let's get some boarding craft on it.
Show us the enemy.
3, 2, 1.
Underway.
Drifting hull. Alright, we have taken out all of her crew.
Hold course.
So we can basically ignore her for the moment.
Repositioning. We stand ready.
Get over here and see about taking out this cruiser, and that should be it.
Listening. All power to engine.
And it looks like she's running self-destruct at the moment, so it's good that we are out of the area.
Engines engaged.
Yep, that was definitely a self-destruct. If we'd been within the range of that, that would have dropped our ships to half health or more. Nasty trick you got to watch out for, especially when you're running a lot of boarding actions in close range.
Main batteries fire.
Let's board the escort and see if we can kill all of its crew and deal with it as well.
To where we are needed. Initiate Thunderhawk bombardment.
Bombers away.
Give us purpose. At your command. Strike quickly, brothers.
Lightning strike, fire aboard enemy ship. That's going to cause some damage. And that should be pretty much it. We haven't seen any other ships, so considering the enemy's point score, this escort should be all they have.
Where shall we strike?
And mutiny on the enemy ship, and that is our victory. Alright, so 127 renown points. not enough to go up a level at all, nowhere near a big enough fleet to take out, but we did annihilate the enemy fleet. The Void Inquisitor took some very minor damage. The Triumph of Gath is down to just over 50% and does have weapons damage and has lost some crew as well, so that will need a turn, maybe 2, to fully recover. But Vorgetork sector, or Vorgetork system, is now ours, so one of our 4 target objectives has been taken. Alright, so end turn. Xerxes system made defensive turrets, so that's all that's changed. Not a major concern for us. Cadia's already got defensive turrets, which is actually going to be a major issue. Speaking of Cadia, I think that's what we're going to go for next. Problem is we don't have a big enough fleet for it, so we are going to have to get ourselves a new ship. Alright, so what do we have access to? We can build up to light cruisers. Dauntless Mark II Endeavour. Heavy Lance Artillery, Double Barrel Light Macro Turret, and light macro battery on weapons. And this one, same setup, but torpedo launcher on the Dauntless 2. Torpedo launcher on the Endeavour as well, but it hasn't got a real serious ramming prow on that one. Weapon, torpedo launcher, lance battery, and light macro turret. And the Defiant is pretty much a mini carrier, which I don't really want in a light cruiser. I've got the Space Marines for that kind of stuff, so... I think we're going to go for a Dauntless class. The question is, do we want a heavy lance artillery? Or do we want the torpedoes? Damage is 24, range 9,000 units, and it's 100% to hit. Reduces target's armor by 50%. Torpedo launchers. It's a quad torpedo launcher with 90 damage each. The torpedo launchers technically do more damage, but I do like the idea of being able to open up with lance artillery as we're closing on the target. 100% chance to hit, starting to do initial damage, and then getting into macro range. Yeah, I think we'll go for a Dauntless with lance batteries. Okay. Now confirm. 334 points on that fleet now. Would actually really help, although I don't know how much we'd get if we took that system. Currently our points input is only, or our points gain is only 72, and we're down to 26. I really need more than that. But 334, 394 and 391 for the enemy fleets plus defense turrets, which will put them somewhere in the vicinity of 900. We can't attack them this turn, but we might be able to have a crack at them next turn and see whether or not we can strip some of those points away. Okay, so turn 6. Is our Space Marine fleet ready? The Garth still has a little bit of damage, but crew levels are fine. And there's no reason to see exactly how much strength those defense platforms has given this system. If I had to make a guess, I would say it's around 200 points. And at the moment, the enemy fleet's still going to be able to deploy about 600 points. So at minimum, an 800 point fleet, possibly more. 600 points is the maximum deployment for the enemy fleets, of course. But the defensive turrets add to that without actually being included in that. If we're going to take Cadia system, we're going to have to wait another turn. And they've added mines, although that's not a major issue. Mines just prevents you from bringing one fleet in, so you can only bring in a maximum of 2. And what we're going to have to do is this. Low urgency. The campaign has slightly engulfed in minor battles and little drawbacks. The enemies take advantage of this breach. The threat level for every faction is raised by 1. So obviously we've been sitting around for a little bit too long. Yeah, alright, so we can only bring 2 fleets in, which is fine. What we're going to do is bring in our Imperial fleet. Yeah, we'll bring in the Imperial fleet. And we'll bring in the Space Marine fleet. And we'll do one battle where we're probably going to lose, but we will be stripping away the enemy's fleet power. Okay, let's launch the battle. 678 versus 957. Well, I underestimated that a little bit. That's okay, we can still work with this. Yeah, we've got to wipe out at least one of those 2 fleets. Alright, deployment phase, and we have capture circles on this one, so let's put the frigate up here to take that capture circle, and we'll keep our cruiser and light cruisers all grouped together. There's not a lot of distance between those. Yeah, we'll keep them all grouped together up here. Rush them directly towards that cap point. And then move straight to the second cap point. But let's activate silent running on the frigate before we deploy. And on our light cruisers. Now our cruiser can't do silent running, so the enemy are only going to see just the 1 signature from our cruiser at the start of the match rather than 3.
Changing course.
That is our frigate deployed.
Your orders?
Alright. Now this is a problem with defensive turrets. Not only do they increase the enemy's strength, but at the start of the match they deploy inside of the 2 closest capture circles for the enemy team. So they get 2 caps and their point score starting to tick up as soon as the match starts by way of defense. It's really, really, really hard to
the enemy has
be able
seized
to turn around.
Area.
Yep.
The enemy has
2
seized
coming
a
in.
strategic area.
It's really hard to turn around the point score when they get 2 before we can even get our ships into the cap circles to start capping on our end. It's the advantage of playing defense, and then they get the strength of those defense platforms added to their deployment score, as well as getting a full 600-point fleet on the battlefield at exactly the same time. Now the defense platforms only have limited range and can only engage ships that get within a certain range to them.
We serve.
They've been identified, so brace for impact on all ships. Right, defensive fire is going out. Let's
We stand ready.
get our fighters out onto our flagship.
You have seized a strategic area.
And there we go. Enemy fighters have been eliminated, and we now have an escort for our main ship.
Prepare for impact. We wait your command.
And there is the rest of the enemy fleet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We serve.
And wait for it. Almost close enough to deploy.
You have seized a strategic area.
Alright, there we go. Plasma bomb has been placed.
Enemy sighted.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
Hold course.
Beautiful. Yeah, the problem with the
Changing
defense
course.
platforms is because their firepower is definitely enough to be able to take on a frigate, you can't ninja around the back on these kinds of defences and actually grab the rear cap points and try and turn it. So the enemy gets the points advantage, the power advantage, and a few other advantages as well.
Ship ready. For the Emperor.
Let's get rid of that escort.
Aye, Admiral.
While we're at it, the enemy ships are currently running in stealth mode, which is why they're phasing in and out. We're having trouble to see them, but hopefully we'll clip them with a salvo of torpedoes.
Give us purpose.
And that'll give them a nasty start, and they've got bombers out,
We wait your command.
or fighters out.
Underway.
Alright, that gets rid of their destroyer.
We serve. Enemy sighted. At your command.
Let's get rid of their first biggin.
Launch
Thunderhawks to board, and boarding parties from Space Marines.
Moving to position.
Engine damaged. Alright, that
Ship
slows
ready.
it down a little. Boarding parties
Course
from our
engaged.
flagship, and
We serve.
let's go back over here.
Repositioning.
Hammering the hell out of our flagship right now. Boarding parties again.
Setting course.
The enemy has accumulated 25%
Moving out
of
of
strategic
here.
points.
Bomb deployed.
Your orders.
There's a hell of a lot more hectic than I was expecting.
It will be destroyed.
Let's shift over to that cruiser instead.
Initiate emergency repairs.
Right, hopefully that gets the deck repaired so I can actually use the rest of the systems on the Luna.
Coordinates
I'm running out of crew on it too.
Engaging target.
Turn around. Can't reinforce her just yet.
Initiate Thunderhawk bombardment. Aye, Admiral.
Fire on the flagship.
Engaging engines. Setting course.
Come on, go for the ram. Get him, get him, get him.
We wait your command.
Alright, we've got a mutiny on the enemy ship. That's a start.
Disengage.
And we've got a mutiny on ours, and
Show us the enemy.
Underway.
I'm not actually going to try and stop that at all. We've nearly lost
where
all the
we are
crew on our
needed.
flagship. And if our flagship
we
is
strike?
destroyed, we automatically lose not only the battle, but the campaign.
Impossible, Admiral.
So
We wait your
we
command.
can't resupply with crew at this point.
We serve.
Get her the hell out of there. Let's see what
Engines
pops up as our
engaged.
reinforcements. Let's get rid of that frigate so she
orders?
doesn't keep pounding the hell out of our flagship while she runs out.
Lightning strike successful. Aye, Admiral.
We stand ready.
Course
that
engaged.
Right, destroyer rather.
full.
We're calling it a frigate, it's a destroyer.
Engaging target.
Impossible,
Use
Admiral.
that. Or the disruptor bomb. Let's go with
Give us
that.
purpose.
Ship ready. Execute high energy turn.
The ram, that should be enough to kill it. And we
Enemy
miss,
sighted.
but it doesn't matter.
Coordinates acknowledged.
The enemy has accumulated 50% of strategic
Just got to be
points.
cautious with the ships that I've got left. I don't actually want to lose any ships here if we can absolutely avoid it. I just want to do
Heading
enough damage
acknowledged.
to the enemy fleet that they can't recover before my next attack, and then I can actually beat them.
Enemy
And
sighted.
our reinforcements have arrived.
Aye, Admiral. Engaging engines. Initiate emergency repairs.
Get out of stealth.
Rearm.
Reload.
Initiate Thunderhawk bombardment.
Course engaged.
The enemy is seizing one of your strategic areas.
Yep, I'm sure they are. I don't really care.
Hold course. Underway. At your command.
Boarding
Impossible,
and
Admiral.
boarding troops are away.
Our wrath cannot be denied.
We wait your command.
Troops are away again.
Boarding teams have crippled the
There
enemy.
we go. Deck damaged. That shuts down
Initiate
its
targeting
ship's ability to
protocol.
use special abilities. Now, where is that thing? There it is.
Repositioning.
A second Space Marine cruiser is
The
coming
enemy
in.
has seized a strategic area.
Launch Thunderhawks.
Boarding Thunderhawks onto
Setting
the
course.
enemy's light cruiser.
Changing course.
High energy
Acquiring new vector.
turn. And let's go for the ram.
Understood.
Ram him right up the arse. There we go. And mutiny on the enemy ship. Excellent.
We serve.
Now the only downside
the
to enemy
enemy.
ships going mutiny
Understood.
is
Engaging.
it doesn't mean they're destroyed. They will come
Under your
back the next
command.
time we have to fight them. The upside is
Ship
it'll
ready.
take them longer to recover.
Course engaged.
So hopefully the
enemy
next
has
time we see them in
accumulated
battle, they'll have the same amount of
75%
battle
of
damage.
strategic points. You have accumulated
left them with
50%
here.
of strategic points.
Underway.
That damn cruiser.
Coordinates acknowledged.
And I need to take this cap circle as well,
We
just to
stand
slow
ready.
down their points gain so I have more time to grind them up.
Underway.
Hold course.
I am listening.
Your orders?
Okay.
Your orders?
We'll decap the point.
We serve.
Crew members on board.
Heading acknowledged.
Uh-oh.
Aye,
You're gonna go
Admiral.
for a ram, aren't you?
Our
I'm not the
boarders
only one
have
that
caused
misses.
internal damage. For the Emperor.
Give us purpose.
The enemy is close to victory by strategic points.
2019, yeah, they are.
Underway.
And I need to pull our frigate out of there, our Space Marine light cruiser out of there because it's getting ripped apart.
Engines engaged.
You have seized a strategic area. The enemy is seizing one of your
And
strategic
mutiny
areas.
on board the enemy's destroyer. Yeah, the enemy is about
Ship
to
ready.
win.
Setting course.
So that's another raider destroyed.
Changing course.
Yes.
Where shall we strike?
To where we are needed.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
See if we can cripple this one as well.
vessel.
And there it is, defeat. Alright, so hopefully we managed to do enough damage to the enemy fleet that that loss was worth it. Okay, 620 total renown. That is not horrible. That nearly got us all the way to level 2. The Righteous Protector, our Lunar class flagship, is knackered. She's going to take ages to recover. But our Firestorm and Dauntless classes, well, they took a fair beating as well, but they're still ticking along. Our Space Marine fleet, however, almost no damage. So they'll be ready by the next turn. One light cruiser survived from the 5th enemy fleet, but their flagship was destroyed, so they have no leader. We almost took out the command ship for the 3rd fleet. 2 light cruisers and an escort managed to survive. This could work. If on our next turn we deploy our refreshed Space Marine fleet along with the Mechanicus, 169, 272 plus defenses, we might actually be able to beat them. Yeah, that's going to take a long time to recover. Wonder if we have the fast repair option available here. No, we don't. Oh, that's a shame. I would have spent some points to repair my ships. Alright, so if we can't do that... and we're not going to be able to attack Cadia again this turn because I need the Space Marines to clear and they've just done an attack. So, let's have a look at our Mechanicus fleet. 170 points, let's buy him a new ship. Alright, let's take a look at our options here. Defiant, Endurance and Endeavour. We can purchase from either of our current manufacturing star systems. So what is our Endeavour? Macro battery weapons, torpedo launcher, and a macro turret. Defiant's got a light lance and a launch bay. Well, no, I want to keep my carriers in the Space Marine fleet so I got better boarding actions. Lance battery weapons. You know what? I think we'll grab another Endeavour. We've got enough points left over. Go to the other system. I think we can get another escort as well. Double barrel light macro on swords. Firestorms, light lance, double barrel light macro. Anyways, ladies and gents, it was at this point I started getting very indecisive over my choice of frigates, to sword or to firestorm. In the long run I ended up choosing the sword frigate, but I seriously sat here for about 10 minutes. Anyways, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed the video and thank you very much for watching. I will be continuing this one very soon. I'm actually going to try and get up a couple of these every week, so I'd like to move through the campaign because I'm actually having a lot of fun with it at this point. Anyways, guys, until next time, remember to click that like button, share and subscribe if you would like to see more, and as always, fly smart, fly safe, and remember to praise the Emperor, you bloody heretic.